is. We back. As lives are going to be for the weekends. We doing lives on the weekend. Got my coffee. You know you got to come with your coffee. You know what else you need for this conversation? Coffee and Mary Jane is your stick. Make sure you got your stick. Now this is the small one right here, but you can tell I got other sticks on deck. They on deck. They ready to go. And we got the preliminaries right here while we get people to come in the room. Smash that like button. When you come in the room, smash the like button. Don't cost nothing to smash the like button. Cost you nothing. Cost you nothing to smash that like button. We talking. You see the title. Why we train not to fight. Why do we train not to fight? If we ain't trying to fight, what are we doing? If we ain't trying to fight, what are we doing, people? What are we doing? If we ain't trying to fight, what are we doing? Edward Lemus, salute. Smash that like button, people. Smash that like button. Get them likes up. The key of gold. Avoid the hit. Okay. We got some answers coming in already. I got 7 reasons that I put down why we train not to fight. Ain't that crazy? All that jump roping, all that shadow boxing, all that sparring, weightlifting maybe, cardio. We doing all of that and we ain't supposed to fight? What's this about, Mr. Burly? What's this about? You know your boy Burly gonna break it down for you. My man's 6'2" tech says defense. Self-preservation, baby, that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. We're gonna let a couple more people come in the building and then we're gonna get into Burly's 7 reasons. Gain fight intelligence. James Williams, salute to the people in the chat. Salute. Lives, Coffee and Mary Jane, every Saturday and Sunday. We trying to protect ourselves and stay out of jail. Yeah, stay out of jail, people. Stay from behind the bars. Ain't nothing nice going behind the bars. You see them YouTube guys that be doing the YouTube penitentiary stories. I'll be watching some of them. Yo, it's like looking at a horror movie. It's like looking at a horror movie, people. When I'm hearing some of these stories, and these stories, I heard one the other day about a man getting raped and no one can help him. Yo, if that doesn't want to keep you out of jail, I don't know what else should want to keep you out of jail as a man. You getting raped up in there? No one can help you? Oh man, the story was graphic. It was a graphic story. Everything, salute. It was a graphic story, people. Smash that like button. It was a graphic story. I'm gonna tell you. If that doesn't keep men out of jail, I don't know what to tell you. Now I know sometimes hustling feels like the only route, but I'm here to tell you, as a former hustler, it is not the only route. Your vision's too narrow. My vision was narrow. Even though I wasn't hustling to be the king of New York, I wasn't trying to be Bumpy Johnson, BMF, I wasn't trying to Fat Cat, I wasn't trying to be none of those people. I hustled for a whole different reason, but still, my view was narrow. Because if I would have known what I know now, back then, I'd have been fighting Mayweather, people. I would have jumped right into boxing as a young man and took it to the top. Took it to the top. I may have been the one that gave Mayweather his first loss. That's right. Mr. Cam Burly is in the building. Salute. Cam Burly is in the building. I got Burly's in the building. I could have been the one that gave Mayweather his first loss if I would have been thinking more broader and wider. But I was thinking narrow. I had a narrow vision, tunnel vision, like a horse. When they put them blinders on the horse so the horse can only see ahead so it don't get spooked, most of us are running around with blinders on in the hustling community. Because we seeing that it's the only way, and we'll excuse ourselves like, well, I ain't have no other opportunity. I couldn't do nothing else. I was forced into this life. All of that is BS. All of that is BS. It sounds good for a movie. It sounds good for a movie script, but it's not the truth. Because with everything that you can do out here, there's a man right now, he making millions of dollars, and he making soda caps. Soda cap, the metal piece will pop off, he invented that. He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire off of soda caps. So you can't tell me that there ain't other ways in the richest nation on the planet to get to the bag. You can't tell me that no more. But when I was younger, I would have got down with you like, yeah, man, we ain't have no other way, man. There was no way for us to do it, man. You look at our life, man, this is all we was positioned to do. In some ways, there's some truth to that because of your environment. Yes, your environment will mold you, but it doesn't have to hold you. I'm going to say that again. Your environment may mold you, but it doesn't have to hold you. You decide to be kept. You decide to be kept. Unless you're being held against against your own will, that's something different. But you decide to be kept. Because your environment can mold you, but it can't hold you. All right. We at that time limit right now. So I got my coffee. Sip my coffee. I got my 7 reasons. Hold on, let me get you see, I'm writing my notes. I'm writing notes down. I got my 7 reasons why we train not to fight. Hold on, let me like this, take a pull. Everybody in the chat that's waiting for the reasons, I got it right here. I got the paperwork. I'm like T.I. I got the paperwork. I got the paperwork. What's wrong with T.I.? I got the paperwork, but I got my paperwork right here. All right, let's get into the 7 reasons why we train not to fight. Reason 1, you can fall, hit your head, and die. I'm going to say that again. Reason 1, you can fall, hit your head, and die. That's right, die. Yep, that's right. Right up under the rocks. Put you on the wrong side of the dirt. Reason number 2, you can take a punch, kick, or choke, and guess what? And die. You can die. Yep. Lord 2. Reason 2, you can die from a punch, kick, or choke. Reason 3, you can die from fright. You can be so scared, you just die. You could just die. That's reason 3. Reason 4, you can die. Reason 5, you can die. Reason 6, you can die. And reason 7, you can die. I don't know if I drove the point home, but I'm gonna say it one more time. Because you can die, people. This is the reason why we train not to fight. Because that's what's on the line. That's what's on the line. That is what's on the line, people. And we are here fighting like it's all fun and games. It ain't fun and games. See, when you train to fight, you gain the emotional content to walk away from a fight. Yep, I said it. When you train to fight, when you really put in that work, when you really put into that work, you gain the emotional content to walk away from a fight. You can say, you don't need this, and I don't want this. You know what I'm saying? You don't need it. And I don't want it, because what it's going to do to my life. That's why we train not to fight. That message hit me hard too. After all of this work I was doing, my teacher, Mr. Wilson Pitts, told me, now, don't go out there hitting the civilians. Don't go hit the civilians. That's right. And he told me a story about he was at a Jamaican concert or something. He said, don't forget 8. You can die. That's right. You die. Over. Movie over. Dirt nap. On the wrong side of the rocks. Yeah. Eulogies. Slow singing and flower bringing, in the words of Biggie Smalls. Slow singing and flower bringing. That's right. That's what can happen. But he was telling me he was at a Jamaican concert. He was in his seat. He wanted to go get a drink. He leaves his seat. He comes back. Another man is sitting in his seat. And he says, excuse me, sir. The man looked at him. He said he had long hair at the time. He said, get your long hair. We ain't going to say these words because they're trying to demonetize. I'm already demonetized, but they're coming after me. You can take your funny self up out of here. And Wilson said, from the position I was in, standing over him, and him sitting down, I could have hit him with a flash 3-piece, put him to sleep, hurt that man. He said, you know what I did like? I walked away and let him keep the seat. I walked away and let him keep the seat. See, he had the emotional content from training to not be hurt by fake emotional outside. Like, oh, you scared? Or you a punk? You a coward? No. See, a coward is a man that's not going to do what he needs to do or what he's supposed to do. Like take care of your family, raise your kids. That's a coward. A man that got kids in the world, he know they there. He got money to take care of them. He chooses not to. That's a coward. No, in this story, Wilson chose not to hurt that man. That's not a coward. That's a superhero. That's up there with God. Remember when God said they know, when Jesus said they know not, when they had him on the cross and the crucifix? He could have looked up to God and said, man, strike everybody down. Bring the lightning bolts on all of these punks that have put me up on this cross. Bring the lightning bolt down. Hit them all on top of the head. Poof, poof, poof. Make sure they all die. But he didn't. What did he say? He looked up and said, they know not what they do. And he's God. He had the power to eliminate all of those enemies. Make a big tidal wave, just come up out of nowhere, slap them all. He ain't do that. He ain't do that. Because Jesus had emotional content. He knew his power. He knew what he could do. So what did he say? He said, don't punish them because they know not what they do. Powerful. Just like Wilson. Not beating that man into the pavement. That man didn't know who he was talking to. He's so silly, he don't even know the man in front of him trained killers. He trained men to be, machines with these things. And he's a machine. That man ain't know not what he was doing. So just like Jesus on the cross, Wilson let him live. See, this is why you train not to fight. But we do train for preparation now. Now, again, you know what they say. Stay prepared so you don't have to get prepared. Because there may be a reason when you may have to fight. And hopefully it's for a just cause. See, that's the spirit of the thing. See, that's the spirit of the thing. See, the spirit of the thing is fighting for a just cause. Because if I'm fighting for a just cause, I'm ready to die, people. Let's go. Let's transition. Let's go to the other side. Turn to the next chapter. Turn the page. See, when the cause is right, let's go. But he stepped on your sneakers. He looked at you the wrong way. He said something out of his mouth. That's not good reasons to die. That's not good reasons to turn to the next chapter. That's not a spiritually good reason for me to release the dragon on you. If you fighting to protect your family, fighting to protect yourself, to defend others, then yes, when you go out there and fight, you go out there ready to die. Like Biggie Smalls, I'm ready to die. When the cause is right. So you train for preparation of that. But you don't train to go out there and be fighting and throwing punches and kicks and chokes at everybody that makes you feel some sort of way. Everybody that make you feel some sort of way, you want to hit them with the 5-point exploding heart technique, like in Kill Bill. You know how many exploded hearts there would be if I hit everybody with that technique because they was trying to make me feel some sort of way? There'd be nothing but people laid out. See, but when you really train to fight, you get the emotional content to walk away from a fight. De-escalation. De-escalation. I'm only fighting if I have to, people. Believe that. Just because I know how to throw these, I ain't out there looking for fights. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Total opposite. I'm out there looking for peace. I'm out there looking for peace because I'm putting in that work. I'm sparring. I'm simulating. Doing the push-ups. Doing the sit-ups. You know what I'm saying? I'm shadow boxing. I'm doing all of that work. So that when I run into a fool, I can look at him and say, you know what? I'm just going to go around you, brother. Or I'm going to cross the street and get away from you. I'm going to remove you from my presence. Emotional content. That's what we need as men. Emotional men will tear down a nation. Let me say this one more time. Emotional men will tear down a nation. That's why training as a man, to me, should be mandatory. The warrior's way for men should be mandatory, even if you ain't going to be no warrior, even if you just want to be a painter. Because you know what they say, the warrior's path is still the quickest path to enlightenment. Why do they say that? The warrior's path is still the quickest way to enlightenment. Not the farmer's way, not the merchant's way, none of that. But the warrior's way is the quickest path to enlightenment because you will be faced by yourself quicker than you can know. Just like that. Just like that. You gotta face off with the man in the mirror. You even need a mirror when learning how to fight. You even need a mirror when learning how to fight. He said, but if he steps up, back. Not even then. A step up ain't good enough to me. You got to get to working. Now, if you get to working, then now I'm defending myself. You know, you get to swinging. See, but God has the power to let you try it. And you're God too. I'm God. God has the power to let you try it. And I can respond with the swiftness. Now, of course, I ain't gonna let you just steal off of me. Responding also is meaning you see the fight is inevitable. I know what you mean, Michael Phoenix. I was just talking. You see that the fight is inevitable. And you respond. There's nothing wrong with that. But even in that situation, when you respond knowing you can die. You can die. Or you can kill him. Take it to the courts. Either which way, your life is going to be upside down. You still got one. Because the biggest thing you should be worried about is you. You can die. You just because you know how to fight don't mean you win the fight. The odds are in your favor. The odds lay heavily in your favor, but that's not a clear victory. That's not a clear victory. You still get that work and die. You could be putting that work in on him. His friends come and kill him. So we train not to fight. And how do we train not to fight? We gain an emotional content so we can de-escalate, we can walk away, we can go around, we can ignore, but we don't have to engage. We don't have to engage. Because you got to know what engagement is what's the cost for engagement. And once again, if you miss the 7 reasons why we train not to fight, the cost for engagement is you can die. And if you're really enjoying your life and you want to protect yourself, that should mean something to you. That should really mean something to you. You should be ready just to throw your life down haphazardly just because you feel disrespected. Key word is feel. Feel disrespected. Because I don't believe anybody can disrespect me. I don't feel like I can be disrespected anymore. Because if I don't accept the disrespect, how am I disrespected? I don't accept your disrespect. Just like I don't accept your deposit. I don't accept it. So you can't disrespect me. The only way that disrespect can lay on me is if I accept it. If you call me a punk and I accept it as being a punk, then I feel disrespected. But if I ain't no punk, how am I going to accept it? I'll look at you and laugh. Like, man, listen, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words and names will never hurt me. Why do you think they made that statement? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Why do you think that statement came about? Because what they're trying to say is, I don't have to accept your words. I have to accept them sticks and stones now. You start throwing stones and waving sticks, we got a problem. Because them things break bones. See, I got to accept that because you're coming to hurt my physical. But I don't have to accept your disrespect. I left you a couple of messages on FB, bro. Check them out when you get a chance. Yes, sir. I don't have to accept your disrespect. I reject your deposit. I reject that deposit. So you don't never have to feel disrespected. Even if they call you all types of punks, all types of cowards, all types of sissies, all types of yada, 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 yada. That's all it is. And why do you think people yada? Because that's the way they're trying to get at you. Verbal warfare. Verbal warfare is real. To the people with less emotional content, verbal warfare is real. But when you raise that level of emotional content, you go above verbal warfare. See, I'm playing on the physical. I'm playing on the physical plane. Physical. You got to get physical like Olivia Newton-John. Let's get physical, physical. That's the only way you're going to get my attention. You got to get physical. Or on the spiritual when you're coming after something I love. But other than that, your verbal daggers and verbal spears get rejected. I reject your deposit. I'm undisrespectable. That's right. I'm undisrespectable. You can't disrespect me. You can say jokes. You can say all of that stuff. I can laugh with you. If the joke is funny enough, I'm with it. I love a good joke. I ain't mad at a good joke. You know, most good jokes get involved. I ain't mad at a good joke, but I'm not disrespecting a joke. And I'm not going to be disrespected by your words. Have I felt disrespect before? Yes, but that's because I accepted the deposit. I accepted the fact that this is a disrespect that they're putting on me, and I got to fight for it. Nah, see, but I was in a different state of mind. It's all about growth, people. And because of the training I get closer and closer to the path of enlightenment, of understanding there is no disrespect. Your opinion ain't a disrespect to me. In your opinion, I could be somebody that doesn't know how to fight. That's your opinion. It's cool. Till you test the theory, maybe get in front of me or spar me or something. But you can, without doing none of that, you can have that opinion. And I can't get mad at you. You have your rights. You have your rights. Your constitutional rights. So I can't get mad at you because of your opinion. It is not a disrespect. It's your opinion. And you can voice it. You can scream it. You can get 10 other people to co-sign it if you want to. You get 100 people to co-sign it. But it's not going to affect me because I'm not going to let it. Not because I'm a Superman or something. It's because I understand what happens when you accept that deposit and how it can turn your emotional compass crazy. Keep your emotional compass centered. I reject your deposit. You can't disrespect me. I'm undisrespectable. Period. And that came through training. That came through the warrior's path. Before the warrior path, I didn't know that. I didn't know this information. We used to fight over if someone said, your mama. Your mama, the fight's on. We fighting, we scrapping, son. You said my mama? And to this day, what does that mean? Your mama. Your mama what? Your mama. Yeah, I have a mama. Everybody should have a mama. At least I hope everybody has a mama. And those that don't have a mama, I'm sorry that you missed out on the experience. Even though I ain't have one of the greatest mamas, I had a mama. But just that term back in my heyday can start a fight. Your mama, and the fight is on. Knuckle sandwiches for everybody. We ain't thinking. We ready just to throw it all against the wall and die because someone said your mama, or stepped on your shoe, or someone looked at you the wrong way, or someone gave their opinion and said they disrespected you. See, these are people in them. These are people in their lower selves. They haven't seen their higher self yet. And the higher self says, there's too much at stake. Life is too precious, people. Look all around you. Look how people are dying. Easy. Easy money. Easy peasy. People are leaving this earth easy. Coming in hard, leaving easy. Why? Because life is precious, people. Life is precious. And the more you understand that, the more you start moving correctly. Like, life is too precious for me to be out here, tussling with you over your opinion of me. My life is too precious for that. You can have your opinion. Keep that opinion, brother. Stay with it. Live with it. Die with it. But you ain't touching me with it. I'm going to keep on doing what I have to do. And that is the meaning of training not to fight. We train so we don't have to fight. We don't have to. But if we do fight, we're going to do it well. Why? Because we trained. Because we're trained. We don't have to fight, but we will fight for the right cause. But that's not a have to. See, when the cause is right, there's no have-tos involved. I'm in like swimwear. I'm in there. I'm in there. If the cause is right, my family, protecting my home, protecting people I love. Oh yeah, ain't no have to. I do this with love. I'm finna go out there and die with love. See, that's a whole different story. So no one should be able to make you fight if you're truly in control. Tafar Ferrari says, thank you for the jewels, Sifu. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, to drop these jewels, because I'm getting old. I'm later in life. I'm on my way out the door. So on my way out the door, I'm going to try to school as many young warriors as I can. And I ain't expecting to be able to save everybody. I know I can't save everybody. But if I can save one person, then I've done my job, right? If I can save one warrior, I've done my job, people. And that's what I'm about. That's what we all should be about as we climb that ladder of being elders. Is you have to give back this information you learned that's turned to your experience. You have to shoot that back on the way out the door. For the young warriors that are just now coming of age, they can use this information. It can make their life a little bit easier. Life is hard though. Life's still going to be hard. But you can make it a little bit easier for them by giving them some information that can help them avoid a bad situation. Bars. Mm-hmm. Even when I'm not trying to rhyme, I'm rhyming, baby. That's what I do. I'm going to let y'all know I'm a rapper/scrapper, baby. Rapper/scrapper. And the new music is coming out. I'm going to have 3 LPs, 6 songs on each LP, and different producers. The way I did this is I got different producers, so they all got their own unique sound. LyteBurly.com. You're going to be able to get these. Get the music, people. Get the books. Get the training equipment. Get that. Support your boy. Cash App. Money sign. Jamar R. Clark. If you want to send a cash app, because they done demonetized my channel, my haters are out there working overtime to get me off of YouTube. But as you can see, I'm still here. The guns are still out, people. I'm still guns blazing in this joint. I'm still guns blazing. They trying their best to get rid of me, but they can't. As I said yesterday on my other live, I am a force of nature. That's like trying to get rid of the rain. That's like trying to get rid of the sun. Trying to get rid of Lyte Burly. You might as well try to get rid of the dirt. You got a better chance of getting rid of the dirt than getting rid of Lyte Burly. I'm here, baby. The universe understands who I am and understands my role in the job I need to do. So they can't get rid of me, but they trying. They trying hard. So my channel was demonetized. Money sign Jamar, Jamar, Big R, Clark. If you want to send the cash app, $1, $5, $100, whatever you can spare to donate to the war fund so we can keep this going. Because that's what we're going to do. We keeping our lives going. All the way till I can remonetize my channel. They say April 9th, I should be able to remonetize my channel from all of these haters. These haters are, they're working. Roll up another one. That's right, roll up another one. You know, I got my sticks on deck, baby. You know, I ain't come to play. I ain't come to play warrior. Roll them sticks up. Sip some coffee. It's time to sip some coffee because you know the name of this show is Coffee and Mary Jane. Oh, that's a good brew right there. That's a heavenly brew right there. I know a good brew when I taste one. Let me spark my spark up. So, that is the reason why we train not to fight. We prepare for the fight, but we train so we don't have to fight. That we gain the emotional content to walk away from a fight. That is the bars for today, people. Now let's talk some talk. Who with me? Who want to talk some 52? We got the J. Paul. Did anybody see the Natalie Nunn and Tommy Lee fight? Whoa. If that ain't the reason why people should be out here fighting, did you see that? Did you see the helicopter swinging? It was crazy. It was crazy nonsense. I had to do a reaction to it. I don't know if you checked it, but the video's on my channel. Check it out, the reaction video I did to the Natalie Nunn versus Tommy Lee. It was terrible fighting. But I give it up to Natalie Nunn. Natalie Nunn was serious, though. She was doing some basic things that let me know that she went to a real boxing coach, or she had somebody in her corner that was really teaching her something. I don't know what Tommy Lee was doing. She was block fighting. She definitely couldn't have been training. But Natalie Nunn was working behind that jab. You know, she was southpaw on him. You know, she's southpaw. So she was putting that jab out there, then coming with the right hand. And yes, her punches they lacked a little form. But the fundamental, of working behind the jab, that was there. That was clear. That's why she was whipping on her. Had that neck snapping back like Clubber Lang. Y'all remember when Rocky had Mr. T's head snapping back in Clubber Lang? He was like, snapping that neck back. That's what Natalie Nunn was doing to Tommy Lee. She was snapping that neck back with that jab. So that lets me know she was really training for that fight. She was taking that fight a little bit more serious than Tommy Lee. But the fact that they got paid big money for that fight, man, get Lyte Burly in one of these things, man. Can somebody put me up in there and give me a big bag so I can fight one of these wannabes and walk away with a good bag? Because they got big money for that sorry fight. Terrible fight. Big money. I think it only lasted, 2 rounds? It was terrible. People paid good money to come see that, and it was a terrible fight. They could at least did more propeller swinging. Oh, I'm not going to say Natalie. Natalie was doing the thing. At least Tommy Lee could have had more stamina in her tank for more of that propeller swinging she was doing. She could at least train the propeller swing better, but she ain't even do that. So it was a terrible fight, but they got paid handsomely for that terrible fight. Only today. You know, celebrity boxing is big. I don't knock celebrity boxing. I think it adds a level of entertainment that we all need. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just like the Jake Paul, Tommy Fury fight that we got coming up right now. That's about to jump off. Now, the thing about that is Jake Paul is in the win-win situation in that fight. If he loses, everybody will say, well, he fought a real boxer. If he wins, it's Jake Paul. The Jake Paul train keeps on trucking, keeps on going forward. Now, Tommy Fury, all of the pressure's on him because he's carrying that Fury last name. And his big brother is doing big things with the Fury name. So if he go out there and gets beat by Jake Paul, put a blemish on the Fury name right there. He gonna put a big blemish on it. So a lot of the pressure is on Tommy Fury. I'm hoping Tommy Fury wins just for the sake of the Fury name. Bruce G's boxing salute. The fight's over. The fight's over and Tommy Fury won. Oh, yes. 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 Thank you, Bruce G Boxing, for letting me know. The fight's over and Tommy Fury won. Yes. Yes, everything in the universe has went back to normal. Everything has went back to normal, people. Went back to normal. And I'm not knocking Jake Paul. I like what he was doing. We're bringing eyes to the fight and the way he's paying fighters. Like Jake Paul is out there really paying people. But fighting people that ain't fighters trying to gain a name, it's like standing around the water, dipping your toe in there. You just standing around the water, dipping your foot in there, jump in there and swim. Get in the water and swim. See, now he got in the water and swim, and we see what happened. Yeah, swim with the real sharks. I'm proud of Tommy Fury, because man, the Fury name wouldn't have been the same if Jake Paul would have went out there and beat up on him. Even though we know his older brother is the man. Tyson Fury is the man. But the Fury name would have still took a big hit if he would have went out there and got boom-bopped by Jake Paul. So everything is right in the universe. Oh, thank you, Bruce G Boxing. He said DK Wu and Pacquiao was funny. Why are martial artists challenging boxers? Ludicrous. Ludicrous. But one thing about that, we gotta change that up. Mr. Michael Phoenix, is boxing is a martial art. Why are these fake kung fu fighters, these fake fantasy fighters? I think you should rephrase that. Why are these fake fantasy fighters challenging real martial artists? I don't know. I don't know why these fake fantasy fighters think you can get in the ring with a true martial artist. Pacquiao is a real martial artist. He is a high-level pugilist. Pugilism is the art that boxing comes from. See, people miss that fact. Pugilism is the art. Boxing is the sport version of pugilism. Pugilism is the martial art. Boxing is a martial art because it comes from the martial art of pugilism. That's the connection. So, you get in there with a pugilist named Manny Pacquiao, and you're DK Wu, a fantasy fighter. And I say fantasy fighter because he don't fight. He gives demonstrations. He's like a demonstrator. He's standing on balls. He's breaking helmets with fists. But those people ain't fighting them. They standing right there with the helmet. He hits it with a strike, cracks it. Cool, that's a demonstrator. He's a high-level demonstrator. But he is no fighter. He's a fake fighter. And when the fake fighter gets in there with a real fighter, we're going to do 9 times out of 10. Now maybe even higher. 9.5 times out of 10. That fake fighter going to get everything he's supposed to get. He's going to get everything he's supposed to get. Because what's wrong with you to think that you can just jump in the ring with the real thing? That ain't happening nowhere else. When your mechanic is working on your car, do you jump in there and be like, yo, maybe you should be screwing that. Maybe you should be taking that. If you ain't no mechanic, you sit on the sidelines and shut your mouth and let the mechanic do his work. But only in fighting can a person who doesn't fight think they can jump in there with somebody who is a mechanic of fighting. If you don't play basketball, you don't get in there with Steph Curry talking about, I'm going to outshoot you. And you don't even know how to dribble. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, young man. Man, stay in your lane, man. But in fighting, these fake fighters think they can just get in there and challenge real fighters. What is wrong with them? They're delusional. They need therapy, people. That's what I'm saying. They need therapy. You got to go talk to somebody. If you got the urge as a fake fighter to get in there with a real fighter, you need some therapy. And even fighting out your weight class. Like, I'm a fighter, but I ain't trying to challenge no man that's 300 pounds. Weight matters, people. You stay your lane. Now, if I have to fight a man that's 300 pounds because I have no other choice because he's trying to assault me, then I got to do what I got to do. But at that point, I'm not even looking for a victory. I'm just looking to defend myself. Michael Phoenix, you sound like the video I made. Salute. It's a fact. It's a fact. Pugilism is a martial art. Boxing is a martial art. Anything fighting is a martial art. Anything fighting. But are you really training in that art to even be trying to try to face someone who's at the excellence of that art? They're up here, top of echelon. They're at the top, cream at the top. You down here somewhere, and you want to challenge this man all the way up here. It's craziness. Get you some therapy. Go talk to somebody about them problems. You got emotional problems, man. And this, like I said, going back to the reason why, people should be training not to fight, to help get that emotional content so they ain't out here making these stupid mistakes. For sure. So they ain't out here making these silly mistakes, people. You should stay your lane. Stay your lane. I stay my lane. I teach boxing. I'm a head boxing coach, striking coach. But I ain't teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I know a little bit of wrestling. I did some wrestling. But them Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys is different. They'll take you down there, choke you out, arm bar you, twist your joints all behind your head. I don't teach that because I don't know that. See, I stay my lane. My lane is these. And some kicks, some elbows. I can help you with anything striking. But my go-to is the fisticuffs. But anything striking I can help you with. If you start talking about how to do an arm bar, arm platter, Kimura locks, you got to go to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people. Can't talk, I ain't going to tell you how to do it. That's not my lane. And a lot of us need to learn that. Stay in your lane, young man. Stay in your lane. If you ain't ready to go in the fast lane, stay in the slow lane, the medium lane, the middle lane. You go to that left lane, you know everything. Choom, choom, choom. If you ain't ready for that, stay in your lane. If you ain't ready to travel at that type of speed, you stay in your lane, young man. You'll live longer. And that's the essence of this live. I teach Wing Chun, but I'm too old to be challenging folks. That's right. Challenging them for what? Ain't nothing to challenge. Martial arts is free expression, people. It's me expressing myself. I don't need to challenge anybody, and nobody should be challenging me unless there's some money on the line. Put the money on the line. Pay me for the challenge. Pay me for the challenge. You pay me for the challenge, I'm in. This ain't just put money up and we fight. No, I'm at a different level. I love myself. Pay me for the challenge, I'll accept your challenge. The rest of that is a bunch of emotional games you can't pull me into. Oh, Lyte, you're scared. Lyte's scared. What? What? You think that works here? See, you've been raised by your mama. Think that works here? That you got too many women around you. You got too many. That don't work here in the league of men. You ain't going to tempt me with words. Stop it. Tempt me with them dineros, them pesos, them yens, them dollar bill, y'all. That's how you tempt me. That's how you tempt me. You ain't going to tempt me with no words. Are you serious? We manned up over here. We manning up. Every day we learning. Every day we striving to be better men. And no one man can have the formula all at once. So you're constantly learning. But at the same time, know your lessons. Know what you've learned. Understand what you've previously learned. So you can move on from that. And take and learn new things. See, if you still stuck on something back there, you ain't taking in nothing new. If you still contemplating old lessons, you ain't taking in new lessons. You're not growing. Lessons are about growth, people. That's the gift of lessons, is you grow from the lesson. At least you should. Some of us don't. Some of us don't. But for those of us that are really on the path trying to live out here, you need to learn from your lessons and let them go so you can accept new lessons to learn. Because you ain't going to learn it all before you leave here. There's way too much information out there to try to get it all before you leave. You get what you can get and then you exit. Get what you can get and then you exit. That's what you do. But as always, I appreciate everybody in the chat that came and sat down with me. Coffee and Mary Jane. Every Saturday and Sunday through the week, I'll be dropping my reaction videos, my fighting tips. Check me out on Rumble, people. I'm moving to Rumble because I'm demonetized over here. So if you want to see those hardcore reactions, them spicy reactions, them spicy street fight reactions that I'm gonna start bringing you again, check me out on Rumble. Patreon too, once everything gets right, so you can check it out there. Also check out my online courses, advanced.lyteburly.com, learn-martialarts.com. You can be certified as a 52-block instructor, taking all 500 lessons. Advanced.lyteburly.com is for my advanced fighters that don't want to go through all of the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. They already got some game in them, and they just want to add 52 or Burlyism to their repertoire. As always, hands up, chin down, rumble. Young man, rumble.